today and every other Wednesday, we are all about, of course, giving you tips about how to, improve your health, not to mention good living. And so today we jump into another health discussion. And this time around, I have to say, I'm very, very excited about what we're about to speak about for the next 30 or 40 minutes or so. And just so you know, teenage pregnancy is actually on the rise, and you're just about to find out why. But that being said, May is actually the month of teenage pregnancy prevention. And so that being said, we are actually asking or going to find out more about the facts as to why this is happening on the ground and what we can do as a society to help stop early pregnancies. And what better person to engage in this discussion other than nurse Nerea Ojang, with over 30 years experience being a midwife and nurse. She's definitely in studio here with us to discuss something that she's extremely passionate about, and that's helping young women and young girls around the country. So let's welcome Nurse Nerea. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Shiko.
Welcome back to studio.
Thank you.
Did you miss us?
I did.
All right, Nerea was here with us a couple of weeks back as we were talking about cesarean section, and we're creating awareness about cesarean sections. But today, Nurse Nerea, we're talking about something that is very common, that's on the rise, like I said earlier on, and that's teenage pregnancy. Now, before we get into the whys, the who, the blaming who, and what have you, give us a little bit about the facts so that we can actually see why this is on the rise.
Okay. We'll talk about the age 10 to 19. And the statistics show that we have about 9.9 million of those in that age group. Now, when you think about, 50, 45, 55, you're thinking about 5 million girls will be between the age of 10 to 19. Now, the latest statistics shows that out of that, every 1 in 5 girls will or is pregnant.
Wow.
Yes. So that's a big burden. And of course, it is also on the rise.
Yeah.
Because society has lost its fabric.
Yeah.
What girls would be told, what girls will be doing at that age.
Yeah.
Today they are just in the wild, in the school or doing their own things.
Yeah.
And remember, we have also had a problem with parenting.
Yes.
So parents or mothers of these teenage children are either in school, are busy looking for money.
Yes.
And not sitting down with these girls. Of course, these girls and boys, because these girls will get pregnant by either boys or even older men.
Yeah,
so it's a societal. So we need to tackle this from the society.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that you've already touched on some of the causes, but in your opinion and from your experience, because now even at Kenyatta National Hospital, with the center that you're actually involved in, you get a lot of experience and first-hand information. What would you actually say is the leading cause of teenage pregnancies from your experience?
Now, teenage pregnancies will arise, actually, some of them from relatives.
Wow.
These are people who are trusted. They are living in the same house with the children.
Yeah.
Or they could be even workers. They could be other boys in school.
Yeah.
They could be older men. They could be arising from rape also. Because this age is vulnerable.
Yes.
So vulnerable to sexual abuse, is vulnerable to just being cheated. Come, I give you a sweet. Sometimes they don't even know that they're actually having sex and they're going to get pregnant.
Yes.
Because they've been told, let me remove something from there, or let me do, those strange things happen to these girls.
Okay.
A lot of them actually don't even know they got pregnant from that act because they didn't even know what it was.
Okay. And so, by the way, as we discuss teenagers, remember, we're talking about a demographic which is between 13 years old?
Yes.
Or has now the age gap widened? Because last time I checked, it was 13 to 19.
13 to 19, because actually that is a teenager.
Yes.
But now we are coming lower down because girls or children, younger children are learning about sex very early.
Oh, wow.
And engaging in sex. And some of them, they reach puberty at 9, 8, 9.
Yes.
So if they engage in sex, they'll actually fall pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in a lot of these cases, Nurse Nerea, you would actually say that these girls genuinely don't know what's going on.
Some.
80%.
Especially the younger ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the cases are abuse cases.
Yeah. The few that I've seen in Kenyatta, especially the ones who are 14 and coming down,
yeah,
a lot of them didn't even know that. In fact, one will come to the clinic because the sister thinks this stomach is getting big. And of course, the mother doesn't know what to do with this child.
Yes.
And the child comes and we discover they are pregnant. Or sometimes they even have oh, I'm having abdominal pains, and the mother is worried the child is sick, and they're taking the child to the hospital, only to be confronted by the news that now she's a grandmother because the child has had a baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it can be very scary.
You know, by the way, I hear this a lot, that by the way, girls just show up, parents don't even know, mothers don't even know that their daughters are pregnant, and then suddenly, poop,
and the baby comes
there's
out.
a baby. Okay, it's funny, but it's not funny.
I know,
Yeah.
because these mothers also are young. Because if this girl is like 13 years old and she's getting pregnant,
yes,
maybe the mother is maybe 30, 33, 35.
Right.
So they're not even ready to be grandmothers.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're also equally in shock.
In shock, yes.
Yeah, I've seen a case where the mother of the girl actually fainted in the delivery room because she couldn't believe her daughter was having a child. I've seen a case like that, and you know, it was hilarious at some point. But I mean, she just was shocked. She was like, "At which point were you having sex?
Yes.
When did you even get the time to be pregnant?
Yes.
Because you've been in this house
9 months.
Yeah, and 9 months. So some of them even do get pregnant and it doesn't show. So when I interviewed this lady, and she said, by the way, don't even ask me how. I was pregnant for 9 months and I just didn't look different. Nobody could tell. I had one of those pregnancies that is mtoto analalia hivi instead of hivi. I don't even know what that means. But
Did she even know herself she was pregnant?
She found out I think month 4 or something like that.
And so she decided to put on these baggy clothes.
Yeah.
Feeling cold all the time. And then mothers, because they don't have time, mothers have stopped being observant.
Yes.
You know, a long time you'll actually be very observant on your children. Of course, you'll teach them a lot of things.
Yes.
About how somebody should not handle you, how somebody should not touch some parts of your body.
Yes.
But today the mothers are busy, maybe looking for money, trying to make their children comfortable, going to school to make sure that they improve their grades, or they get those promotions at work.
Yes.
So they never quite see the children or the girls as they change their form, because pregnancy definitely, this child will put on some little weight.
Yes.
There'll be a bulge, even if it is as hidden as what, but there'll be a bulge in the middle.
Yes.
So a keen mother will be able to see, no, this bulge is not normal. There'll be also things she likes, she will not want to eat.
Yes.
And you see, because she's not there to eat with the children or with the family, then the children will be choosing to eat chips and whatever, or some vegetables.
Sweet stuff.
Or,
and,
and the mother doesn't know this girl is actually having craving because she's pregnant. It's a very sad state of affair, by the way.
Yes.
And I'm just hoping that somebody will pick this story, or the government will, or the counties will pick this story and actually be able to help these mothers and fathers and even the girls and the boys. Yeah.
Wow. So I that being said, I also feel that there's that whole blame game for all of us who went through, of course, our puberty, college, what have you. The girls who ended up getting pregnant at 15, at 18 were blamed.
Of course.
And were told they were just reckless, they were irresponsible. How could you? And even you, as a friend, you kind of feel like, okay, you got pregnant.
You stigmatize them.
You stigmatize the person. And people just tend to shy away from that girl who actually got pregnant. Tell me, from your experience with these girls at the clinic, how do they feel, about the entire situation, and what's your perception about this blame game that goes on about young moms?
Of course, as a professional, and as Kenyatta, we have a youth center, an up and running youth center.
Yes.
And we are able to mop up any child, any teenager who falls pregnant, and so kind of treat them with care and compassion, because they have been stigmatized. First of all, some of them don't even know what they're supposed to be going through. Some of them will be sitting there with women who are, now the women are wondering, you're supposed to be in school, what are you doing here in labor ward? So we have kind of we have an up and running youth center where we counsel them, and we actually, when they go into labor, we take care of them in labor. Of course, observe them. Some of them, because of the fact that they are not really mature, they might not even be able to push this baby. So we look out and make sure that if they get stuck, they can't deliver these babies, we take them for cesarean section. And then get a soft landing for them in terms of taking care of their babies, and then making sure that they exit through the youth center where they can be talked to, they can be counseled, and they can stop, because stigmatizing them as a society, probably, I would not say it is okay, but that is something, you know,
that
people will always have. But now self-stigma for this person will make sure that will ensure, or if she has self-stigma, then she cannot move from where she is. So that we want this girl, she has had a baby, can she, after looking after her baby, move on and go on with her college with support. With support.
There are a lot of cases, of course, where we see about the issue just being negligence. And it's a situation of personal responsibility when it comes to every woman to take care of her body, to take care about what happens to her. Young people today, you know, you've seen the statistics, you see the stories, you know, you've seen what's been going on even on social media and what young people are doing. A lot of young girls, or at least youths today, are very sexually active. And so a lot of this is preventable. You can avoid it.
Yes.
Are girls not doing enough to look after themselves? Because you go for parties.
Yes. And those
you know you're drinking.
And the nice night orgies.
The night orgies.
Dangerous.
Yes.
The sleepovers.
Yes.
And the fact that the girls will be out in the in town, or you know, in whatever, without their mothers knowing, is even more dangerous. Because they are not being careless. It's the way you have brought them up. You know, not telling them, you know, 6 p.m. should find you in the house. And then we have these causes in the evening, that they go in the evening, and you know, now girls are going in the evening, then they get their friends. This peer pressure is very dangerous, because if the girl is not rooted by what the parents have told them, they will easily be swayed away. And of course, when they go, like we've had stories, a girl has gone to this party and is innocent. Let's go. Hey, we are going to just drink, we're going to have fun. And then there is also, of course, drugs. So some of the girls are drugged. And they are raped, and they don't know what happened. And of course, because of the fear and the stigma and they don't know, confusion, they will not know that actually they need to go get help. Because anybody who has been sexually violated, they need to get help within 24 hours. And we have a lot of centers now today which have opened up their centers to make sure that they take care of these people. And it doesnthat matter whether you are 60 or how many years, as long as you're sexually violated, you need to appear at a health center or a hospital, so that they can take care of you. Because other than getting pregnant, you could also get other diseases, STIs, sexually transmitted infections. You could get the girls can get HIV, you know, infections. So we need them to come out when they get such kind of things. Of course, then they come out and say, no, this is what happened, I was raped. So that they can get help.
Remember that SMS number is 22162 if you do want to contribute to our ongoing discussion. This may, of course, not be happening to you, but somewhere, somehow, we all know a young girl somewhere. It could be a cousin, a sister, and we believe that this information will definitely be helpful to, you know, to our young ladies out there. But that being said, Nerea, I just want to bring out a case study that, you know, we all came about from a sporting event that was quite popular in Kenya. And one girl actually confessed that she cannot remember who exactly or what exactly happened, but all she knows is that she had sex with multiple partners.
Imagine.
Because she was drunk out of her brains, and she didn't know what to do. Now, in such a case, and even as a mom, how would you navigate that kind of a discussion to make sure that even if your daughter, your baby girl, wants to go out and have fun, she wants to see her friends, how does she stay safe? How does she keep all this information retained in her mind?
I think they'll need to know the company they keep. Because if they go to the sports and there's a lot of beer and a lot of drugs going around, that is what will happen. But as mothers and of course fathers, because this is parenting, we need to parent these children. We need to guide them. We need to know where they are. I know youths, these little ones, they don't want to be, they don't, you know, I'm a big girl, I don't want mom to know where I am. But actually, we need to know where they are. You see, in the olden days, our mothers, we didn't even have phones, but our mothers knew at this particular time she's there. Yes. And of course, there was no time for visiting because there was so much work. we never had maids. So mamas would have so many babies. And actually, all those were workers.
Has been assigned.
They were workers because we are going to have supper and we are not going to look for vegetables in the garden.
And you're doing the dishes and you're doing this.
And
so
you're going to get water.
Assignment.
You're going to get firewood. You're going to, now that is not the case today.
It's
and
not.
Of course now we can't be thinking in the past. Now girls need to be engaged, boys need to be engaged. They need to know you are going to make supper today. So even if they are going out, they know at the end of the day, I'm the one making supper.
I have responsibility.
I have to clean the house. I have to do. But now we have made things very easy. We have a maid, we have a houseboy, so the girls are just busy on the Facebook chatting and of course looking at those funny pictures on their screens and actually thinking or getting high on those pictures. And then they think, why don't I go and do it? You know, somebody did it and they just enjoyed it. Somebody said it was like this. But you don't know, they enjoyed it. They get HIV. And then very strangely today, the young girls, we are going to talk about girls a lot, but the young girls are so scared of pregnancy and not HIV.
This is true.
You remember there was a study the study which was done, and among the college girls said, I am scared of pregnancy.
More than I am of HIV.
Can you imagine? And yet pregnancy is a 9 months ordeal. HIV is
lifetime.
So you can imagine that kind of mindset. And these are children, these are girls who have gone to school. And
yet they would rather get HIV than be pregnant.
Can you imagine? That is a very dangerous. That's what I'm saying. The country, the government need to pick this up. We need to go back to the basics because and of course now look at the number of single women also saying, no, I'd rather get I don't think I want to get married, I would rather have a child. Let me tell you, every child needs a mother and every child needs a father. Unfortunately, if they pass on, then please, society has a way of now filling the gap for these who have gone away. So that the child is actually brought up in a kind of a family, because it's only in families where things can be discussed and punishments can be meted against these children, but not out there. Because out there, if I find a child doing funny things, you start talking to them, they'll tell you, hey, I have a mother and she has never told me not to do this.
And who are you anyway?
Yes. So we need to go back to the aunties. Now the women have a lot of chamas. Saturday, when they're supposed to be sitting with the children, they're in the chamas. Men, instead of sitting with their children, they are elsewhere
watching Arsenal.
Or even doing funny things. So we need these fathers. If you have a child out there, please, can you bring up that child? That child needs a mother. That child needs a father. For them to be rooted.
Okay. All right. So we're going to sample a couple of your text messages in just a few, and I'm going to ask my director to actually send some of the feedback that we are receiving through that SMS number, which is 22162. If you do have any questions to Nurse Nerea, who's in studio with us, as we discuss teenage pregnancy. Okay, so Nurse Nerea, let's talk about how the boys or the men in this particular situation come in. And you know, we keep hearing, oh, the boy child doesn't do this, oh, the boy child is not involved in this. Okay, but we have cases whereby the boy child is not part of this issue. So you have a lot of teenage girls.
And
and the boys who impregnated, or the men.
Of course, as we talk about pregnancy and about rape and I don't know, sexual whatever. Remember, even these boys are going through some of those ordeals. They are raped. They are done so many things and they don't know where to go. Boys have not, I wouldn't say boys have been left behind so much. But you know, when you talk about pregnancy, boys don't get pregnant. But of course they'll get HIV. And so we need also to bring this together, because some of these girls might not even get pregnant with these boys of their age. Although of course a sizable number will get pregnant from their age. A lot of these girls will get, especially in the urban areas, they'll get pregnant from they get pregnanted by other older men. Who will just take advantage of them. Some of them could be even people who are guardians or even fathers who will take advantage of their own daughters. The boys, will be, because boys take long, or rather they take long to mature. So a 13-year-old boy might not be at the same level.
Of course, with
a 13-year-old. Then they start at 19 and
experimenting and what.
But we will need mentors. These children, whether they're boys or girls, they need mentors. And those mentors, I don't know, they vanished. I don't know where they went. Because we had mentors when we were growing up. And some of the mentors were uncles and aunties who will sit down and tell you this is wrong. Don't go, girls are supposed to be like this before they get married. We were supposed to get married when we were virgins. Now that one today, I think
forget about it.
I don't know.
Okay, we have a very common question. One of the frequently asked questions that we have for people in your profession, especially when it comes to gynecologists, Nerea, is about contraceptives and how girls can actually go about family planning if they're sexually active at a very young age. I think a lot of women are very shy to discuss about what they need to do to avoid getting pregnant. And today you see a lot of young ladies popping P2s like sweets all day, every day. It's like, okay, just had sex, P2.
Very
P2.
Unfortunate.
You know, P2. And I had a gynecologist here on set who literally said, we are getting to a point whereby P2s probably need to be banned or they have to be regulated, because it is ridiculous at the rate at which girls are taking P2s, and even the men they are having sex with are actually encouraging them to use P2s as a way of family planning.
Very unfortunate, by the way. Very unfortunate. The morning after pill has become like a family planning. And of course, this is also over the counter. So they'll pass in the morning and pick. Monday morning, I'm told, you have to stack the cartons. you know, because that's where they'll be passing and picking and passing and picking. And of course, that is not 100%. Some of them will actually go ahead and get pregnant. Some of them now will get issues. Because P2, we know, has a lot of side effects. But the girls will use that as a family planning. Of course, some of them will use even abortion as a family planning method. So I get pregnant, in 3 months I go and have an abortion, and I move on, I get pregnant and I have an abortion. Remember, as they get those abortions, they cannot remove the HIV if they get infected. But we also now we need we need to have youth-friendly clinics where these ladies can go and get, if they're sexually active, whatever age, they can go there and nobody will look at them like, what are you doing in this clinic? Because that will be their clinic. And they can go and say, this is what is happening to me. This is what is happening. And they can share deep stories, because the people we are put, like now in the youth center in Kenyatta, the people we are put there are youth-friendly people or staff,
who are open,
and they will hear all sorts of stories, and they'll not say, now where is your mother when you're running around it? No. They'll actually, they are so good and they're trained, and they'll work with these children, and maybe even now later be able to disclose to their parents, this is what has been happening, and this is my father has been doing this. Or if we have to at some point have to give them family planning, we will need to inform the mother to say, this girl is sexually active, and we need to do this and this and this. Of course, the girl also, some of them are not able even to make decisions. So we need the parents to know this is what is happening to their children, so that they can now come in and guide them.
And you know, of course, the debate about whether or not to be issuing out condoms versus abstinence has been there. You know, that debate is ongoing.
It's forever.
But in your opinion, what do you think should happen? Is it that it's not a one-size-fits-all, that you should just tell young people use condoms? Or are you encouraging young girls to actually go to a clinic and find out what works for them in terms of what contraceptive to use? Because there are different types, as we know. What do you think?
Yes, that is not a one-size-fits-all. And there's nothing that is right and there's nothing that is wrong. Because we say, no, don't give them pills, don't give them condom, don't give them IUCD, long-acting methods. But then we say, don't give them, but they are busy, doing those things which you don't want them, which we're imagining they are not doing. We think if you give them the pill, then they'll be all over the place. But they're all over the place without the pill. So we need to as a country, this is not something which one person can still sit and talk about. Because we'll need to involve these young people to make a decision about their own bodies and decide, do I want to go on having sex? Is it important? Is it something I can do without? do I have to be taking a pill every morning?
Yeah.
And of course, with all its hazards, or do I need to go to school and sit and wait for the right time?
Okay.
Because all these things they are doing, we are seeing the effects later. We are now today we are seeing very young women with so many problems. Like now, even cancer of the cervix.
Yes.
I know cancer of the cervix has been associated with multiple sexual partners and infections.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see these very young people. A long time ago, we'd see cancer of the cervix with older women. Women.
Yeah.
Now the age has come down. It's coming down. It's coming down because these girls, as they're doing that, their boys are not putting on condoms, so they're getting multiple infections, going for this, going for the other. Then later, when they're just very young, the life is just beginning, and now they have this, slapped with this big diagnosis, and you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Of course, some of them will get it even without having those infections, but I think the rate of infection and cancer coming in is alarming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I know we don't have too much time, Nerea, and I know this discussion we can have on and on and on and on.
It's a whole day.
Yeah, I know. But even as we wrap up, number one, let's just touch on that discussion yet again about how to discuss sex with a guardian or with your parent as a young person. And last but not least, what can we do as a society even to just help, and how can one actually reach out to you or even get in touch with the youth center that you're running at KNH in case, by the way, they do need some advice on that?
Okay, I'll start with the last one. The youth center in Kenyatta is open to all youths.
Yeah.
And it's at the ground floor of the tall Kenyatta building.
Okay.
And you just walk there. We don't usually have, somebody ask you, where are you going? Just walk to the youth center, well labeled, and it is on the ground floor. So you don't get into the wards and everywhere. You just come in through the door and get into the youth center. It is on the ground floor.
Okay.
The other thing is, all is not lost. We have parents, I'm sure there are parents who are watching and they're saying, no, me, I brought up my babies well because my children, my girls are,
Yeah, lakini utajua haujui.
We have a lot of people now who are having workshops or having topics or having some kind of lessons on parenting.
Okay.
And they'll teach you and they'll take you through. Either in the internet.
Yes. And so it's making it easier now for parents to have this awkward moment.
No, tell you how to because my daughter will come and tell me, Mom, this is what is happening, as long as I am a friend to her.
Yes.
My son will come and tell me, Mom, this is what is happening, as long as I'm a friend to him.
Yes.
And this friendship needs to be nurtured right from the time they get pregnant with those babies. Become friends with those pregnancies. Bring up those babies and start being friends with them day one.
Yeah.
Move with them. When they roll, you roll. When they stand, you stand. When and please don't be too busy for your children. I think there's a lot of lecture, a lot of write-ups in the WhatsApp. How you can roll around with your children, how they need time with their parents. You don't need to look for too much money to make them comfortable. Let them go to the school nearest your estate, but get time with them.
That's nice.
Because a lot of women now say, oh, my husband now has a PhD, so when I deliver this one, I also do masters and do PhD. No, this is a lifetime care. If you will not, the way, what did Barack Obama, the president of the former president of US said, if you do not have a strong family, you cannot make it out there. Right. You can't stand and tell people, oh, this is what happened, because your success starts from the family. Okay. Yes.
All right. Last word, as you're telling young people about how to approach that discussion with their guardian, a quick message.
How to approach?
Yeah.
Okay, guardian. The girls and the boys, you need to identify somebody you can talk to. Okay. Because in the family, there's always somebody who is easygoing, an uncle, an auntie, whom you can go and say, do you know, auntie, this is what's happening. I can't tell my mother because she's that lion which will just devour me. And get people you can talk to.
Yes.
Aunties and uncles. I know this society today, I want to bring my children with my husband. Please get the aunties and the uncles. who are stayed. Of course, some of the uncles can molest these children.
Yeah.
So let them have these ones who they can talk to.
Yes.
Sometimes they might not even be aunties. Then they might not be uncles.
Yeah.
I do that with a lot of girls. Young girls, they coming to tell me this is what happened, and they, of course, they identify with me as an older woman.
Yeah.
And they know this one we can tell her anything.
Yes.
And of course, as they're telling me, I'm sieving it and I'm saying, wow, that's dangerous.
Yes.
But of course, in my mind, then I come sit down and tell them, no, you know, as you're going out, you need to do this, you need to do the other. Because we need this generation to move on.
Okay.
Because if you all don't live and we die tomorrow and we die with these children, what happens?
Exactly.
There'll be no next generation.
I like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nerea, allow me to just stop this discussion there because time is up. I'm so sad
Thank
though.
you.
But you know, we're going to carry this on and we're going to push the campaign forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, what I like about Nerea is that she's not making this stuff up. How many deliveries have you seen in your profession, in your career?
Oh, uncountable.
How many babies have you brought into this one?
Uncountable. I said my first baby, the baby I witnessed, it was in 1982.
What?
And I fell in love with midwifery. And I fell in love with pregnancy and young people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So over 30 years of experience of delivering babies and dealing with mothers.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
and I work a lot with them.
Yeah. So babies are your life.
Really.
Oh, that is so cute.
Actually, a passion.
Cuteness.
A passion.
All day, every day.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So you heard it for yourself. That's definitely nurse Nerea Ojang. Over 30 years experience as a midwife and a nurse. And she's actually based at the Kenyatta National Hospital. In the event that you actually do need assistance or any advice or any information, please go out and check out the youth center that's at KNH.
Yeah.
That being said, you know, there's a lot that we can do.
Yes.
Concerning teenage pregnancy and how we can prevent, and it all starts with the society and how we can also talk to our young girls and helping them, of course, grow up to be young, healthy ladies and do it at the right time. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that being said, we sure hope that this discussion was helpful. Continue to interact with us through that SMS number, which is 22162. Please begin your text message with YM254, and don't forget to let us know where you are watching from.